Teachings of Lord Caitanya, the Golden Avatar, a treatise on factual spiritual life, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Chapter 10, The Beauty of Krishna. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan because he conquers the mind of Cupid. He is also known as Madan Mohan due to his bestowing favors upon the damsels of Vraj and accepting their devotional service. After conquering Cupid's pride, the Lord engages in the rasa dance as the new Cupid. He is also known as Madan Mohan because of his ability to conquer the minds of women with his 5 arrows of form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. The pearls of the necklace hanging on Krishna's neck are as white as ducks, and the peacock feather decorating his head is colored like a rainbow. His yellow garment is like lightning in the sky, and Krishna himself is like a newly arrived cloud. The gopis are like food grains in the field, and when the cloud pours rain on those grains, it appears that Krishna is nourishing the hearts of the gopis by calling down his pastime rain of mercy. Indeed, ducks fly in the sky during the rainy season, and rainbows can also be seen at that time. Krishna freely moves among his friends as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, and when he plays his flute, all living creatures, mobile and immobile, are overwhelmed with ecstasy. They quiver, and tears flow from their eyes. Krishna's conjugal love is the summit of his various opulences. He is the master of all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation, and out of these, his perfect beauty is his conjugal attraction. Such perfect conjugal beauty eternally exists only in the form of Krishna, whereas his other opulences are present in his Narayana form. As Lord Caitanya described the super-excellence of Krishna's conjugal attraction, he felt transcendental ecstasy, and catching the hands of Sanatana Goswami, he began to proclaim how fortunate the damsels of Vraj were, reciting a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:44-14. Gopyas tapaha kim acharan yad amushya rupang lavanya saram asamordhvam ananya siddham drigbihi pibantyanu savabi navyang durapam ekanta dhamma yashasahasriya aishvarasya. Quote, what great penance and austerities the damsels of Vrindavan must have undergone, for they are able to drink the nectar of Krishna, who is all beauty, all strength, all riches, and all fame, and who is the essence of all bodily luster. Unquote. The body of Krishna, the ocean of the eternal beauty of youth, can be seen to move in waves of beauty, and there is a whirlwind at the sound of his flute. Those waves and that whirlwind make the hearts of the gopis flutter like dry leaves on trees, and when those leaves fall down at Krishna's lotus feet, they can never rise up again. There is no beauty to compare with that of Krishna, who is the origin of Narayana and all other incarnations, for no one possesses beauty equal to or greater than Krishna's. Otherwise, why would the goddess of fortune, the constant companion of Narayana, give up his association and engage himself in penance to gain the association of Krishna? Such is the super-excellent beauty of Krishna, the everlasting mine of all beauty. It is from that beauty that all other beautiful things emanate. The attitude of the gopis is like a mirror upon which the reflection of Krishna's beauty develops at every moment. Both Krishna and the gopis increase their transcendental beauty at every moment, and there is always transcendental competition between them. No one can appreciate the beauty of Krishna by properly discharging his occupational duty, or by undergoing austerities, practicing mystic yoga, cultivating knowledge, or offering various kinds of prayers. Only those who are on the transcendental platform of love of God, who engage in devotional service only out of love can appreciate the transcendental beauty of Krishna. Such beauty is the essence of all opulences and is appreciated only in Goloka Vrindavan and nowhere else. In the form of Narayana, the beauties of mercy, fame, etc. are all established by Krishna. But Krishna's gentleness and magnanimity do not exist in Narayana. They are found only in Krishna. Lord Caitanya, greatly relishing the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, he was explaining to Sanatan, quoted in another verse, 9:24-65. Yasyan nanang makara kundala charu karna brajat kapola subhagang sa vilasa hasam nityot savang na tatripur drishibhi pibantyo naryo narascha muditaha kupita nimeshcha. Quote, the gopis used to relish the beauty of Krishna as a ceremony of perpetual enjoyment. They enjoyed the beautiful face of Krishna, his beautiful ears with earrings, his broad forehead, his smile, and while enjoying this sight of Krishna's beauty, they used to criticize the creator Brahma for causing their vision of Krishna to be momentarily impeded by the blinking of their eyelids. Unquote. The Vedic hymn known as Kama Gayatri describes the face of Krishna as the king of all moons. In metaphorical language, there are many different full moons, but they are all one in Krishna. There is the full moon of his face, the full moons of his cheeks, the full moon of the sandalwood pulp spot on his forehead, which is a half moon, and the beautiful full moons of his fingernails and toenails. In this way, there are 24.5 moons, and Krishna is the central figure of all of them. The dancing movement of Krishna's earrings, eyes, and eyebrows is very attractive to the damsels of Vraj. Activities in devotional service increase the sense of devotional service. What else is there for two eyes to see beyond the face of Krishna? Since one cannot sufficiently see Krishna with only two eyes, one feels incapable and thus becomes bereaved. Such bereavement is slightly reduced when one criticizes the creative power of the Creator. The unsatiated seer of Krishna's face thus laments, I do not have thousands of eyes, but only two, and even these two eyes are disturbed by the movements of my eyelids. So it is to be understood that the creator of this body is not very intelligent. He is not conversant with the art of ecstasy, but is simply a prosaic creator. He does not know how to arrange things properly, so one can see only Krishna. Unquote. The gopis' minds are always engaged in relishing the sweetness of Krishna's body. He is the ocean of beauty, and the luster of his body and the beauty of his face and smile are all attractive to the minds of the gopis. And there is a plate that goes along with that. The caption says, Krishna is the ocean of beauty, and his beautiful face and smile and the luster of his body are all attractive to the minds of the gopis. In the Krishna Karnamrita, Krishna's body, face, and smile have been described as sweet, sweeter, and sweetest. When there are three kinds of contamination in the bodily constitution, convulsions take place. Similarly, a perfect devotee of Krishna experiences convulsions when he is overwhelmed by seeing the beauty of Krishna's body, face, and smile. Before Krishna's beauty, the devotee sometimes stays immersed in this ocean of transcendental convulsions without receiving treatment, just as a patient suffering ordinary convulsions may be prevented by a physician from receiving a drink of water for relief. The devotee increasingly feels the absence of Krishna, for without him, one cannot drink the nectar of his beauty. When the transcendental sound of Krishna's flute vibrates, the devotee's anxiety to hear that flute penetrates the covering of the material world and enters the spiritual sky, where the transcendental sound of the flute enters into the ears of the gopis and their followers. The sound of Krishna's flute always resides within the ears of the gopis and increases their ecstasy. When they hear it, no other sound can enter their ears, and they are unable to reply properly to their family members' questions, for all these beautiful sounds are vibrating in their ears. Thus, Lord Caitanya explained the transcendental constitution of Krishna, his expansions, his bodily luster, and everything connected with him. In short, Lord Caitanya explained Krishna, the essence of everything, as he is.